Good evening. You are right in time for Younib TV News at 9 with me, Cliffe. Today being the 24th day of November 2025. We have much lineup for you, including various developments concerning both governments of Kenya and Malaysia entering into multiple agreements, including trade relations and development initiatives. Stay tuned for these and more coming up after the highlights.
And as a people, we associate ourselves with Malaysia in many ways. And as you have asked me, I will be visiting, by God's grace, I will be visiting your country next year.
Money through the National Assembly to settle those bills. So the pace is not quick, and that delays handing over. And even when I said we have no stalled projects, if you look at what I've listed, a lot of them are what had remained.
We've reached a point where politics has even divided brothers from the same mother here in Kasipul. So peace is one of my main agenda, because even if I have very good manifestos and there's no peace, implementing them will be just like a dream. So peace is one of the top most priority for me. If I'm elected, I'll make sure peace first, and then I talk of my manifestos.
Welcome, you are watching Younib TV News at 9. Now, the governments of Kenya and Malaysia have entered into multiple agreements concerning trade relations and development initiatives. During his official state visit to the country, Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar bin Ibrahim commended the government's affordable housing project. He stated that this program is set to enhance the lives of those in poverty who are unable to purchase a home.
We are a democracy, but we need leaders who have clarity of vision, who have firm determination, because otherwise we'll be left behind. And you, President, I'm particularly not only excited but assured meeting you and looking at this country. And of course, the advantage of visits like this is that you prepare. You learn, relearn the new ventures, the new initiatives. And I have great belief that Kenya will be one of the stars in Africa.
We agreed to elevate our bilateral architecture by upgrading to a strategic bilateral partnership, ensuring that our cooperation advances with purpose and structure. We reaffirmed our commitment to removing tariff and non-tariff barriers, expanding Kenyan exports to Malaysia and vice versa, and deepening cooperation in digital technology and high-tech manufacturing. In this regard, I welcome Your Excellency's agreement to eliminate tariffs on agricultural produce and beef, a significant step that will open new market opportunities for Kenyan farmers and strengthen the commercial foundation of our partnership.
And still on that, President William Ruto has revealed intentions to visit Malaysia next year, a trip anticipated to create new prospects in housing, education, health, and collaboration with the private sector. This announcement was made on Monday, November 24th, during a joint press conference at State House in Nairobi, where Ruto and Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim discussed new avenues for cooperation. Furthermore, Ruto mentioned that Malaysia has been invited to engage in Kenya's public-private partnership framework.
And as a people, we associate ourselves with Malaysia in many ways. And as you have asked me, I will be visiting, by God's grace, I will be visiting your country next year. And I will carry quite a bit of the private sector with me and many others, so that when I discuss with the people of Kenya the housing program, where the greatest inspiration came from Singapore and Malaysia, they can come and see what Malaysia has done on the housing program. They can come and see the kind of human resource development that you have done. They can also come and see what you have done in matters health, even as we drive our own universal health coverage here in Kenya. It is amongst the lessons that we have learned from your country.
And away from that, Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja today presented himself before the Senate Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations to respond to inquiries regarding the allocation of development funds for the 2022-2023 financial year. He addressed several concerns, including the repayment of debts he has accumulated, which have decreased from 118 billion Kenya shillings to the current 86 billion.
Money through the National Assembly to settle those bills. So the pace is not quick, and that delays handing over. And even when I said we have no stalled projects, if you look at what I've listed, a lot of them are what had remained under NMS that is now being brought back to us, and then before my time. Yeah, but within our time, all projects have been funded. Further to that, Senator Chair, there are no projects that we have said should not be completed from previous administrations. It will be a great disservice to Nairobians if the second governor abandons all the projects initiated by the first governor. And then the third governor, now we've had a few in Nairobi, that I say I didn't like the previous one and I leave his projects. Chair, we started with Governor Kidero's projects that were not concluded. The one which is really for me a painful one is the...
And on to matters by-elections, independent candidates competing for the Kasipul parliamentary seat in Homa Bay County, led by Philip Aroko, has announced that they will refrain from participating in the mini polls if the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) does not guarantee that the election is conducted in a free and fair manner. The Kasipul by-elections will see Aroko face off with ODM party's candidate Boyd Were.
I want to be an MP who performs, who gives people what they deserve. I want to make life good for them, good life. So good life means they need to have water, they need to have electricity, they need to have good roads, they need to have good health. There should be food here. You understand? Yeah, these people should not suffer. They should not go to farm for people for 2,000, 3,000. No, they should be making their food. We need to enlighten our people and give them courage that it is possible. I believe it is possible. Yeah. So I just pray that we maintain it peaceful. And we are also asking the government that for them to restore the dignity of Kasipul, we must have a fair election where there's no intimidation. Because we're not going to buy intimidation from anyone. We expect the government to provide security in each and every polling station. I know the opponents, they're planning to threaten people in various polling stations. Danger. In terms of protecting our people, I wish them good luck.
We've reached a point where politics has even divided brothers from the same mother here in Kasipul. So peace is one of my main agenda, because even if I have very good manifestos and there's no peace, implementing them will be just like a dream. So peace is one of the top most priority for me. If I'm elected, I'll make sure peace first, and then I talk of my manifestos.
All right, we are now taking a short break right here on Younib TV News at 9. Stay tuned for more stories from our counties.
are the best. Hallelujah.
Welcome back. You are watching Younib TV News at 9. Now, the National Police Service has initiated road safety campaigns urging Kenyans to exercise caution on the roads as the festive season approaches. National Transport and Safety Authority (NTSA) has called on drivers to plan their journeys carefully, avoid overspeeding, and not drive under the influence of alcohol.
This December is, can we travel safely? Just plan our journeys. Take some time to plan your journey so that you don't do what, you don't speed on that road. Take your time to plan for your family. Can some members of the family travel differently with the rest of us, other than putting everyone in the same car? And when something happens, you lose a whole family.
I also want to indicate that all our traffic checks along major highways and all over the Republic, we will be having officers to check on wananchi. We still have roadblocks at specific areas. These roadblocks again checks the general security of travelers and even traffic cases. Therefore, we also urge wananchi, where there is a problem in the vehicles, public service vehicles they travel with, they are free to report even at those roadblocks and the traffic checks, so that all of us become responsible.
I want to take music to Kenya, this message of road safety during the festive season through music. And actually, as the police has mentioned, that next Sunday we are having the Songs of the Season concert. And this is about road safety. So we are inviting all Kenyans to come and listen to the songs. And throughout the festive season to January, these songs will be played on our media stations. And that is one of the ways we are going to reach a bigger audience.
And the Kenya Wildlife Service, KWS, has initiated the installation of technological equipment for rhinos at the Ngwila's Special Rhino Sanctuary located in Savo West. The exercise is aimed at identifying each rhino and strengthening daily monitoring and protection, and also enhancing security through georeferenced movement data. The exercise is led by Dr. Isaac Lekol, Senior Assistant Director, Veterinary and Capture Services. The operation will notch and fit over 100 black rhinos with LoRaWAN ear tags and VHF transmitters.
Kenya Wildlife Service was being put in place in the 1989. So by 1990, when Kenya Wildlife Service came into action, we had slightly over less than 400 rhinos within the country. And over that period, these small populations have been put into smaller sanctuaries to enable them to breed. So we have done very well in terms of breeding the rhinos within the sanctuaries, and that's why we need to expand those areas so that we can have more rhinos breeding within the different areas of the country.
We are supporting the Kenya Wildlife Service to achieve rhino conservation imperatives, particularly around expanding rhino range in Kenya, but it's much bigger than rhinos. It's about positive ecological outcomes as well as positive social outcomes. We're looking to drive employment and investment into local economies, and we are very proud to be part of this rhino intervention.
And switching gears, train and trailer drivers are receiving treatment at a hospital in Bungoma County after sustaining injuries following a train and trailer collision at Pamus on the Bungoma-Mumias highway. Witnesses to the accident say the trailer driver ignored the siren of the train approaching the road and railway junction, causing the accident.
Kuna trailer ilikuwa inatoka Kandui, kati alifika hapa, yeye hakusimama, alipita tu, ndio hii mkaza ikatendeka mahali hapa. Dereva mwenye ameumia sana ni dereva wa lori, ndiye hali ya mahututi, ako hospitali.
Najaribu kuambia madereva wenzetu, angalia barabara, speed yenye unakimbia nayo na uzito yenye umebeba. usikimbie, uliona mwingine pia alikuwa anakimbia hiyo speed. Jaribu kuavoid accident. Sasa ni December.
Ilipo huti on namna hiyo, wa trailer naye hakusikia kwamba trailer container inapika horn, ina huti on. So ikabidi alikuwa amekuja kwa mkazo kabisa, na karimoshi pia ilikuwa imekuja kwa mkazo, na ikatokea kwamba kupika emergency ikashindikana, wa trailer pia ikashindikana. Hivi vile ndivyo ilivyokongana.
And that brings us to the end of our 9 p.m. bulletin. Thank you for staying with us. We'll continue to keep you updated on all the major stories as they develop both here at home and around the world. I'm Cliffe for now. From all of us here at the newsroom, thank you for watching. Have a peaceful night.